Hi everyone, thank you for watching Chittarupa Yoga and Fitness. I'm Laura Wilson, teaching you ways to modify exercises, in this case yoga poses, so that everybody can find a way to work out. Today we're going to celebrate Heart Health Month by having yoga for a healthy heart. So we're going to look at a lot of heart opening poses. And interestingly enough, back bending poses and arm balances, we're only going to do one of those, get our heart rate up. So it's a way to increase our heart rate. We are going to do a little bit of flow to increase our heart rate and get a little cardio, yoga-ish cardio. And we're going to look at some heart opening poses and some deep breathing to increase the health of our heart. So you won't really need any equipment for this. If you have a mat, place it on a sticky mat on a non-stick surface. Don't need any shoes, don't really need any other equipment. So meet me when you're ready. Just a reminder to subscribe to the channel so you can give it a thumbs up. And then let me know in the comments what kind of exercises you like to do to increase your heart's health. So let's begin in our mountain pose. And we are actually going to start with a slight heart opener. We're going to roll our shoulders open. And just begin here with some deep breaths. So we're going to do a 3-part breath. And for our 3-part breath, we're going to inhale, filling up our belly, allow our rib cage to expand, and our heart will lift. And then we exhale, lowering our heart and drawing in the ribs and then our belly. So we inhale, belly, ribs and heart. Exhale, heart, ribs, belly. So just kind of feel a wave of air flow through your body. While continuing to keep it open. And just bringing some awareness to our heart. Bringing it some love. And we're going to begin with a full body flow, a variation on our standing cat and cow flow. We're going to exhale, roll forward. Inhale, rolling open. So allowing our shoulders to come forward and open. Inhale, open, exhale, forward. And while we usually think of opening our heart as lifting up, opening across our chest, our heart sits right in the middle of our chest cavity here. So we can actually work on giving ourselves a big hug, again, bringing some love to our heart. And then as we inhale this time, think about opening up by the shoulder blades. So with each inhale, open up and relax. And again, let's go to that forward. Now we're going to add a little bend. Inhale and exhale as we open. Inhale, open up, exhale, a little back bend. And let's go ahead and take this to full-on pelvic tilts. Remember, crunching through here, we're going to add some chest work. So squeezing everything in front as we exhale, because you're squeezing on all those breathing organs. Now let's go ahead and add a little squat. Starting to get our heart rate up a little bit. Let's step this wide. So turn sideways on your mat so you can step out wide and still be on that sticky surface. We're going to turn one set of toes out, finding our warrior 2. So this is a hip opener, but let's take it to a heart opener. Really pressing open through our heart. And we're going to take this to a flow. So we're going to flip this hand, reach forward, and find our reverse warrior. And then we're going to take this to side angle, one hand on our thigh. If you want to go deeper, you can take the elbow down or even hand to the floor. I'm going to kind of stay in the middle here. We're going to flow. Inhale, open, exhale, over. And of course we can keep this hand at our hip if that's better for our shoulder. We don't have to lift this one as high for the same reason. So just kind of find your personal flow. Holding that reverse warrior. And let's go ahead and just take a momentary high triangle. And we're going to reach around, hands to our bottoms, and just open again through our heart. Lifting up from here, let's turn forward. Now we can clasp our hands behind us, shrug our shoulders back, and let's come about halfway forward. Really drawing back, opening our heart, sending it some good vibes. And let's lift up from here. We'll take warrior 2 to the other side. And again, let's take it, the elbows back, opening up. And then we'll reach forward and up. Hold that reverse warrior for a moment. And then just explore our variations for our side angle. Taking it to the flow. Inhale up, exhaling over. We can also think about squeezing our legs in toward each other, our feet toward each other to keep us balanced. You can also do this with a chair in front of you to hold on to. Hopefully we're breathing a little heavier, maybe even through our mouth. Let's hold that reverse warrior. And we'll take it to that high triangle, arms parallel. And again, let's take our hands to our lower back or our bottoms, allowing our shoulders to open up. And we'll lift up from here, turn our toes forward. Let's interlace our hands again. Open it up, come halfway forward. And we'll lift up from here. We're going to take easy fists to our bottoms. Roll our shoulders back and let's lengthen up to the ceiling, staying there, or taking this into a back bend. So we're squeezing our glutes together, hugging our navel and pulling it up. Keeping our chin slightly tucked. We can even keep our gaze to the wall. And let's release from there. Shake it out. So as promised, we're going to do one arm balance, just a plank. So take a moment right now to just kind of gauge where your breath is. So just kind of notice. Still kind of breathing through my mouth. If you want to use a chair for this or take it to the wall, you can. It won't be as intense as coming to the floor, but you can certainly get a chair, take your hands to the chair, and step back into your plank from there. However, if you're going to go for the whole thing, let's hinge forward at our hips. And let's start at hands and knees, or standing at our chair, shoulders over wrists. So again, notice your breathing here. Let's find our cat pose. And now we're going to step back into our plank. And like I said, planks do get our heart rate up. Arm balances in general get our heart rate up. So we're going to check in with how we're breathing. Already getting a little harder to talk. If you need to, you can always bring plank to your knees. Let's see if we can go 10 more seconds. Highest plank we can handle. In about 4 seconds, we'll come to our knees again and make our way up to standing. Here we go, which we can do from our forward fold. And let's come back here and notice, I don't know about you, but it's a little harder to breathe. So let's take this again, hands back, really opening up across our heart. So back bends also get our heart rate up. We're going to go right into another one, thumbs at the top of our pants, knuckles to our waist. So another variation for supporting ourselves at our lower back in our back bends. And remember, we can look up, but we can also keep our gaze straight ahead to protect our neck. So while we still got our heart rate up, let's stay there. And let's lift up, other arm on top. Let's do that hug thing again, where we inhale, separating our shoulder blades, and exhale, relax. So feeling that opening along our back. And let's release from there. We're going to go ahead and take it to a chair or the floor. And we will finish up here, seated, for the rest of our time together. Yoga for our healthy heart. So let's go ahead and just roll a few times. We're actually going to leverage with the floor or the back of our chair. And from an easy seat, let's go ahead and take our hands back behind us. We'll turn our fingertips away this time so we can really focus on opening across our chest. Finding a slight back bend with support here. You can also just hold on to the back of your chair and open up there. And don't let anyone tell you that chair yoga is just for old people. I find a lot of awesome leverage using the chair, giving me much better, deeper stretches. And this is one of them. So let's lift up. We're going to go ahead and take our legs out wide for this next one. If you're in the chair, just step it out wide here. And all of us are going to take one elbow to our thigh. Now let's reach up for the ceiling. So now we're feeling those muscles along the side of our heart, our chest, our ribs. We want healthy ribs and lungs as well. So just make sure to continue breathing. We should be able to get a 3-part breath here. And let's take this to the other side. And just beginning to let our breath come under control. And we're going to lift it up, come to an easy seat or legs hip distance if you're in the chair. And we're going to take this to a twist. So what we're going to do is twists, often you may have heard that they're used for detox. What they do is they kind of wring out your inner organs here like a sponge. But they also, while we're in the twist, you may notice that blood doesn't flow obviously as easily as it does here. So what we're doing is we're going to kind of stop the flow of blood for a moment, and then when we unwind, it's going to flow a lot more strongly. So think about sitting tall. We're going to start at our waist, get to the chest, shoulders. Very important how we place our hands. We want this hand right here because we don't want to be leaning back into this. We want to be tall. Other hand here. So let me start it right. There we go. And then we can finish off with our head. And again, just kind of feel, I'm feeling a bit of right here, stretching over here. So there's a little bit of a cutoff through here. Breathe. I always find it interesting to breathe in twists. Try that 3-part breath. See how that feels. And again, just notice where you might be feeling some kink, kind of like kinking a hose. Nothing's flowing right now. And then we unwind and we feel it flow. So let's go to the other side, switching our front leg, and we're going to do the same thing, starting at the waist, chest, shoulders, hand right up near your bottom so spine stays tall. And let's breathe here. So while sensations may be similar, they may also be different when we're on this other side. Keep breathing. And again, notice the sensations around your rib cage. Unwind. Feel that blood start to flow. So we're going to place our hands, let's place our hands together at our heart, or maybe even placing our hands on our heart. Sitting tall, let's close our eyes. And just noticing our heartbeat. Let's take it to those 3-part breaths. Belly, ribs, and heart. And maybe even do a little massage, rubbing the chest around our heart. Bringing it some love, some nurturing. And then we'll allow our hands to just come to our knees. And again, remembering to take care of our heart by doing our cardio workouts, something more intense than what we just did perhaps. But this can be intense enough on those days when we just don't feel like doing more. Remember, we can always focus on our breath. And as always, I thank you for joining me here at Chittarupa Yoga and Fitness. Please do subscribe to the channel. Ask your friends to subscribe as well. And give me that thumbs up and leave me a comment letting me know if you like more workouts like this.